Amnian Nights. We are in Hargreave House in Ishperta. We have just been given interesting temporary gifts from Highcroft on behalf of his patron for the task ahead. And that is where we currently are, sat around that table. Over to you all.
I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit concerned about the contents of that diary. He mentioned that Onslaught was speaking to Sendax for several hours concerning me specifically and the rest of us. The fact that we warrant so much discussion does not bode well, I don't think.
Or it does bode well. Counterpoint. It does bode well. Maybe it means we're doing a good job that the baddies are worried about us.
Well, it bodes a little bit better for the two of you, because he wants to take you alive. Obsidian is on his kill list.
That's a good thing. Actually, Pip.
I agree. Particularly thinking of those blobs we saw. And I don't know what his fate he thinks he has for us, but certainly not going to make it easier for him.
Blobs?
There was a drug, it had some side effects.
Oh, yes, I remember.
You need to concern yourself with it.
Yeah, don't think the taken alive option is actually the better of the two.
Besides, you don't need to worry at all, Pip. We'll never let him take you.
Oh, that is reassuring, thank you.
Or kill Obsidian for that matter, just in case there was any doubt.
I reckon we have already assumed that whatever plans, if any, the dragon would have towards us, it would probably be death or worse, so it's not really a new information, is it?
I suppose that is one way of looking at it. What a positive outlook, Obsidian.
If anything, you're the bravest of us all. We all stumbled onto this without knowing any better. You came and sought this out for yourself, so don't try to tell us there's no courage in there. There's a little smile in her.
Is that aimed at Pip or Obsidian?
Oh no, it's at Pip. Since he world hop to, or he time travel to sort of confront Flandax in a way, right?
Didn't he flee Sendax to confront Sendax, though?
I mean, we can worry about the details later. It didn't go quite as planned, that's for sure. But I was hoping to face him in a way.
I know that my lady is most curious to speak to you of your otherworldly nature.
Oh. Oh my.
It is not a phenomenon she had encountered herself until she became aware of Sendax's activities.
Well, she's quite... I'm not to understand that she's quite powerful. Perhaps she too would be able to harness the dragon sight.
I do not think that seems so far to be a book dangerous to open.
I don't suppose you know... I've heard of the Gleaming Reef before, have you?
I have not. A location somewhere? Remind me of a context.
The Celestial Touched 2 are to be delivered to the Gleaming Reef alive. Oh no, they're upside down.
Some sort of exchange point, or yes, perhaps a bastion of Sendaxes. We should investigate this once we liaise with Lady Azuria.
But a job for after dealing with Sendax, you think? I mean, not Sendax, Onslaught.
Truly, yes.
It's not a name that we've heard of, right?
No. You about to speak then, Asha? You look like you went.
No. Asher had a thought, but couldn't remember if she had said it before and decided not to.
Was that you couldn't remember if you said it before, or she in character was like,
The
I don't know if I
lines
really said
between are blurred
this because of drugs.
because of drugs.
So you said you wish to take counsel or restock in the tavern? Find
Yes, I don't think it would hurt.
where we
I
strike
don't
out to
suppose
next.
you know what the pillar stone might be. His diary says that they're searching for pillar stone fragments, not only here, but Kurigaltsu is looking for a piece as well. It's not an artifact that you know or have heard of, right? Also, have any of us heard of it?
It is
I
not.
presume no.
It is not an artifact I've heard of before. But it would seem
Pillar
that you
stone
have
fragment.
the gleaming reef, or pillar fragment. It seems you've stumbled upon critical intelligence.
I mean, if I had to guess, Sendax is all about like purple crystals and things like that. And the place is called the Gleaming Reef. I don't know. I'm just imagining somewhere gleaming with a bunch of crystals. I would assume the Gleaming Reef is where Sendax hangs out. His lair or home or whatever.
Maybe somewhere underwater in the Amethyst Isles?
The what?
That would be easy, wouldn't it? Alas, I still don't know where this reef could be.
Okay, but that would be a good starting point.
It would. I was making a jest.
Oh, is that not a real place?
No.
Oh. I just assumed you were more well traveled than I.
So to
Has Lady
Oh,
has Lady Azuria ever had contact with Sendax directly?
no.
Hmm.
Until the reports of his appearance and his activities became confirmed and more than just rumor, her understanding was that she was the only gemstone dragon in our world. Perhaps a
The only
rare
one.
mutation. But it seems there is another in Sendax.
What if Sendax is the other her?
Oh
Huh?
god, not this.
What?
Nothing. Never mind. Nothing. Don't
Pip
worry about
here,
it.
our companion. In his world, he's related to his world's version of me. So it seems there are duplicates of us in these different worlds, different realities, who are capable of making very different choices. Almost unrecognizable choices. Your lady, do you know how long it's going to take for her to reach us?
I do not.
I'm guessing she expects us to complete her task before she arrives.
He sort of gestures to the artifacts on the table or on your person. Like, I believe that is her expectation. Yes.
Yep, better find this tower.
And sort of getting up, looking across you all, he looks to Obsidian. He's like, I admired how you comported yourself. How you keep an awareness of what is happening around you and looking to others during the skirmish back there. I will keep myself working back to back with you in what's to come, if that is to your liking.
We can try.
Cool. Saves me juggling. You have Highcroft as your companion now, Obsidian. Everything you do does an extra 1d6 radiant. That should apply automatically to everything.
So turning towards the ladies, Asher and Sire, Pip will say, so should we head to the tavern? Is there anything particular we need to do there, do you think?
We're trying to find this tower. So any local with information about a tower.
Ah, yes, the tower. Well then, only one way to find out. And he will head that away.
I don't know which way I'm going. Oh, okay, good.
There we go. Yes, you arrive at the tavern. Fewer guards here today, and everyone in a bit more urgent conversation and somber, talking about the death. News having reached back here that the town's leader has been killed.
But on the bright side, hopefully the kids are better fed, since Lyra brings rations from the prison.
Yes.
And
The kids are sat around in their room with books, drawing, eating with quite stacked plates, full bellies, as somebody sits nearby and tries to deliver quietly some semblance of a spelling lesson.
Can I, DM, would you allow me to ask the passive insight of my companions for perception?
What, you're asking what your companions' passives are?
Yeah.
I thought you could see that in the party actor. Is that not available to all of you?
Well, I didn't think to check.
No,
Oh, okay. I thought you could all could.
I don't see
don't
anything from the others.
Their passive perceptions, the next highest you have to worry about is a 15.
Well, whoever has that might sense a sense of longing when Lyra is interacting and feeding these little kids.
Oh, God. She's broody. gives food out to his kids and spends a bit of time with them. And yeah, I would say both Obsidian and Pip probably notice that emotional intensity from her as she deals with the children. It's Miranda who serves you all tonight, and she sort of speaks in a lowered, almost hushed tone as she's asking if you need anything and if you're taking any food or refreshment. You see behind her, her husband Julius is behind the bar, but is sort of leant on it, chin rested on his hand, on his forearms, and seems to be staring off quite deep in thought. She seems to be trying to handle things without disturbing him.
Okay.
And we'll save his room at the table of Highcroft as well. He's not sat on Obsidian's lap.
He might be.
I'm with you.
Back to back.
Any food, drink?
Yes, I think perhaps something to eat all round would be good.
Is mutton and bread okay?
Whatever you got
Yes.
is fine. Thank you.
Oh, she's gone. I don't. Oh, she's gone. Oh, hello. I don't suppose. Are you a local? You've lived here a while.
Absolutely, yes. I've lived here my entire life.
I don't suppose you're aware of any towers, either in the vicinity historically or that have shown up more recently.
Well, there's the old Paladin's keep. That's
Of course, yes.
several hundred years abandoned, I believe. Most of it isn't even standing anymore.
But it has a tower.
Yes, I believe it was called the Tower of the Shining Eye.
Tower of the Shining Eye. What a name.
Sire. Actually, I'll give it to Sire. Pip, roll me a history with advantage. Sire, you would recognise that from old history books as being a former knightly hall of. Let's have a look. Yeah, Pip knows it as well. Former knightly hall of Helm.
Okay. Have there been any reports of any activity there recently since it's been abandoned for so long?
I think occasional hermits. I know before all this started, children would venture out there to camp as a act of bravado. You can tell from the look of her face, anyone who has like an insight of above like 14, she absolutely has camped there in her youth.
Anything else? It doesn't have to be local, but in the nearby surrounding area.
It's about 5 miles to the south.
Are there any others, or is that the only one that comes to mind?
That's the only significant ruin that's more than collapsed old farmsteads and woodsmen's lodges and such.
Well, that would be a fine place to start, I suppose.
Mutton and bread, then.
I definitely need a rest before we do anything.
Oh, yes, of course. But it makes sense that the undead would have already taken over and perhaps made somewhat of a home in the Paladin's ruins. It's probably one of the first places they attempted to search.
It's true. The pillar could have been there as well, from the description on the knight's tomb. And if there's anything else in the surrounding areas, then we might as well go there. 5 miles is not far.
Yeah, she brings over plates and serves food. Who's your new friend? He seems to be chewing, eating a mouthful of food. Who will allow somebody else to introduce him? Because I ain't doing that.
Damn it.
I will introduce him. All I can think of right now is that his name is Hogarth, but I know that's not right. But Asher would know. I do not know, but Asher would know. And she will do the introductions back and forth.
A pleasure to meet you. Have you had any success? You were going to a detention house, were you not? I saw it.
Yeah, it was overrun with vampires. There's still a few undead there, but we've cleared out most of the vampires. But there are some ghouls and things locked up.
Nasty business. Vampires. I've heard a lot about them from my father. Tricksome to deal with.
How did your father overcome, if he overcame a vampire?
With his wits and his companions, and he had a blade made of pure sunlight, which was significantly helpful in his endeavors.
He looks at Pycroft and kind of goes like, well, at least we have that.
What do you intend to do next, then?
We
We're
have some
gonna-
reason to believe the leader of the undead cohort might be nearby. We're hoping to kill it. Do you want to join us?
He sits back and sort of thinks for a moment. Say, why not? I think it's... Yes, why not? I've stuck around here.
Oh, well, I can tell you why not. Just in case it makes your decision easier. Last time we asked someone to help us, they died. In the service of their duties, it's true, but I will not lie to you. We might not survive the encounter. You have no family? No one to care for or cares about you?
I think everybody in my family would be appalled if I didn't come along on something like this.
Okay.
Well, let me know when we're departing and I'll be with you.
She went supersonic.
So I give...
Brooding
This
intensifies.
is where I give Asher a companion. No. I should have given Highcroft to Pip. Then had somebody turn up for Asher, and then when only Obsidian is without a companion, the fucking squirrel turns up and comes walking in. He's like, absolutely not.
The Alliance of the Redhead. We're gonna get married and adopt some children. Nice.
Yana and I stole a child from the next room and absconded.
What sort of time of day is it, DM?
It's dark.
Is it? It's dark. Okay,
Yeah,
thank God for that.
It's afternoon. It's always dark. That was a joke.
Ah, God
It's
damn it.
always dark here.
Is it sleep time?
It is for us.
Yeah, I think you went to the. I believe it was evening. Well, your Google Doc will confirm, but I thought you went up to the detention house in a late afternoon. I didn't think it was a start of day thing, because I think you were
Yeah, 'cause
already.
we went wandering around and stuff first, so
The beacon. Yeah, we
Yeah,
did the beacon in the
was
morning.
Yeah.
it's nighttime.
God, that guy's
Went back to
fast.
prison.
We're gonna go
Well, this is
Okay.
the fourth session of Tuesday, so
Yeah, let's call it evening.
Hey, still not as bad as our 25 and a half hour day with the abbot.
well then, do you guys think we need to do any more asking around, or should we, get some sleep, ready for heading out to the Tower of the Watchful Shining Eye?
I mean, it seems as good a place to start as any.
Don't even know who else we would ask. Seems that the people that we knew things about the town are all dead.
Yeah, and we were asking around for all sorts of ruins. What was that, yesterday? Or day when we got here, trying to figure out the previous stuff, and no one knew of any ruins then, so I think this is a good bet.
Okay, after food, we go back.
Should consider what spells I'm going to need.
So what, are you going to rest here for the night, or head back to Hargreave House for the night?
Considering
Wherever
there's
is the most...
3 bedrooms, I feel like the Hargreave House would be sensible.
It feels like it might be a nicer place to rest, to be honest. It's a bit grim, but might as well.
Well, he
No
offered
children
it to
around,
us
though.
before he died.
It's-
If that makes it less grim.
What do you say?
Whomst.
You.
I said he offered us to stay there before he died, so it might make it less grim.
You could definitely use a bath.
You can take like a child or two to go.
Yeah, to adopt for Cirre and a snack for Obsidian.
Don't think I have the lifestyle that suits a child right now, Obsidian.
Oh no. Just clicking through the Hargreave House map. There are 3 beds. There are 2 singles and a double. Oh, there's a couch. There's a big couch in one of the single rooms.
Obsidian doesn't want a bed.
That's
Yeah.
the point,
Indeed.
yeah. He'll sit on the fucking
It's a
roof in
pile
the
of
rain.
rocks.
Still, there's 4 of you.
Yeah, Highcroft. He can take a fucking stuff.
Don't forget to do some tattooing if that's what you want to do, Cirre.
It's like you read my mind.
Sendax.
I've just known a version of you for a long time.
Does she have tattoos?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you the 2 of you apart.
That's so strange. I learned my art from my mother, Freya, my non-biological mother, but it was her artistry that first dreamy to it. But does your mother practice the craft?
She enjoys art to an extent. I think the most creative pursuit that she pursues is probably baking. But perhaps you were always destined to be drawn to your art by some inspiration or another. It's not like Mummy is much into tattoos.
I cannot lie to you, Pip. The idea of someone else. These things are who I am. They come from dreams and thoughts and images that just appear in the combined thoughts of Kura and I, and the thought of sharing that with anyone else is, well, it's very disturbing.
Wonder if those are thoughts and dreams are shared across all versions of yourself? I wonder if there is a specific point where you might have diverged. An event? Some kind of trigger that made you make different choices? Even if you share a lot of history, rest assured that you have made better decisions and gone on to become a better person.
Not always. But we should
Nobody's
head.
perfect. Yes, we should.
So,
And they all mimed running home.
other than the guards outside, the others have moved on from that hard roof house. And yeah, I don't know if you want to specifically snoop around or just sort of theatre of the mind, finding rooms and chilling for the night. But what do each of you want to do with your time before you go to sleep?
Asher would at some point approach Siri. Just be like, hey, sorry for being spiky, as you called it earlier. I let the bad vibes get to me from that place, and shouldn't let the bad vibes get to me. I will remain much cooler going forward. Just this whole place, and then the guy was obviously lying about being the warden or something, and I just let it get to me. I shouldn't. So, sorry about that.
It was actually quite entertaining to see you get so carried away by truthful emotions.
It's just too many bad vibes.
But it's good. You feel something, you find a truth within it, and then you express it. Did it?
Nah, I much prefer, it's like water on a duck, that kind of vibe. Just kind of whoop, right off.
But the water was there at some point.
Slides right off. Have you not seen ducks, man? It just floop.
What did it do?
Floop.
Okay.
Well, you have nothing to apologize for. Definitely not to me.
Well, I am sorry all the same. And with that, she will just do the friendly nod and head off to find her room.
Okay. And do you have any plans in your room, or are you just chilling and then sleeping?
A nice little toke before bed.
Okay, no alchemical plans. Okay. Obsidian.
No, I don't. I want to sleep.
Okay. Anything from you tonight, Obsidian?
Obsidian will just wander around the house, take a look, like sort of get a feel for where things are in general, like mostly, I guess, ways of getting in and out, but also just kind of with interest note how people possibly lived here. It's a little bit of a...
It is clearly an old, sturdy, historied building, but there is almost nothing in the way of opulence. It is a very functional building. What decorations you do see don't look to be expensive. They look to be personal and sentimental. Yeah, it looks like it was a functional place of a dignitary who served their town, not the palace of some small king.
Yeah. Following that, Obsidian will probably find like a place. If they have rooms that are nearby each other, I guess Obsidian will just choose a corridor that leads to all of them.
Yep, there is a landing with plenty of space for you to
Sure.
punk me. You know, you made this map, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Pip.
Yeah, Pip would definitely want to have a look around, especially if there might be any books and that kind of thing. Especially that might, have any information about the kind of town and its surrounds. Towers, the Paladins' keep, historic or otherwise, that kind of thing. And then other than that, probably spending even more time than usual poring over his spells to try and decide what to do on the morrow.
You do find a small library in the former Elderman's study, but its contents and histories are all more things about history of boundary disputes and land trades that were made, and just the economical and bureaucratical histories of leadership here, as opposed to the history of the region. Make me an intelligence check just to summarize your reading and the things that you may stumble upon as you go a perusing. Oh, you're muted. I suddenly can't hear you.
Sorry, can I include my proficiency in investigation?
Yes, you can, as you are investigating.
Uh-oh.
11. Okay.
I'm a little bit too preoccupied with the upcoming tribulations.
Ah. And then Sire.
Well, Gija really wants to tear this place apart and find all the juicy loot and hidden collectibles. But Sire would like to start and not finish, because it would take too long and she needs to rest. Start on a new design, taking a feather out of hair situation, and combining it, grinding it down to form some ink, and starting to press the ink slowly but surely. I think she's gonna go for a wrist tattoo, her sword wielding wrist, in the shape of an interconnected chain.
Remind me which tattoo you are creating.
Blessed effect.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Shall I take us through the night then?
Yep.
Only if nothing is ambushing us.
Everything is ambushing you. So, it is a long rest. It is a new day. It should have prompted you all.
It's a new day. Of 5 hit die. That's it.
Gave me the message twice for some reason. Oh well.
Remind me what is the source of Ash's 5 temporary HP she's just gained?
That would probably be from my false light that I cast on myself during combat.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I don't know why that's still active.
Much like Shrek, it's all ogre now. I've taken it away. So, morning rolls around. Do you break your fast?
Food is good. I don't know, maybe if there's something in the perishable in their kitchen for Hargreaves?
Yeah, it looks like someone was preparing a stew yesterday, which can be quickly reheated and is hearty and warm.
Stew for breakfast? Gosh.
I mean, yeah, any last business you want to do before you set off to the tower?
What do you think about this, guys? How are we? I mean, the guy said no magic, like no potions, so I'm down to 1. um,
I do not have it in my inventory, but Highcroft gave me a superior potion of healing. Please, yeah. That's the only one I have.
Pip, inventory, Asadi, items. Superior Spider-Man. I have placed 1 potion of superior healing on you.
Tala.
Swim juice.
Yep.
Did
There you
I
go,
call
Sarah.
it swim juice or did you?
I will hand Sarah 2 vials of my home-brewed potions.
I should say I had 1 already, so technically I had it, but it says experimental healing potion, so I'm
Yeah.
always a little bit worried about taking it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's experimental is as in how many hit points you gain from it. You're not gonna grow, a second nose or anything.
That's what
If
she
it-
says.
If it ends on a -1, but it triggers the wild magic roll, remember?
No, that is not a thing.
Yeah?
No, it's not.
Imagine that.
Don't try and. No.
DM, because the Sunblade is attunement, can we say that I spent an hour attuning to it?
I assume that you all would have attuned to your new toys overnight anyway.
And it doesn't have a voice?
No, it definitely isn't sentient. In this game of visions, sentient creatures, familiars, voices coming out the fucking wazoo, other versions of yourself turning up. No, I'm not throwing in a Sunsword voice as well. Unless it's like, howdy ho!
Hello.
God. Asher will turn to Obsidian and be like, hold up 2 vials. Do you need any
I
potions?
still have 1 of those and 1 mundane one.
Alright. Cool.
Oh, are those potions you made yourself?
Yeah, you want some?
Sure.
Cool.
You are so talented. Brains and beauty.
God. That's Atticus vibes.
I mean, he did say there's similarities across the world. Some
Yeah.
things just never change.
I will hand those over to you, Pip, with a wink.
He blushes, but because he's got a fur on his face, he just looks a little bit more brown than before. So you give him both.
Yeah, I gave him 2. I had 4. I gave 2
okay.
to Siri and 2 to you.
Okay.
How are our supplies of holy water?
I have none remaining, I'm afraid. I used my last on the Umber Hulk.
I have a few.
I'm holding on to a flask.
I will give one of my holy waters to Pip and just say, hey, if you ever want to try that thing that you do, here's one of these.
That is how I do it.
Precisely the
gladly
sound.
I
accept.
just select one. I just want to select one. Will it just send one?
That is sending one.
Before it asked me with the potions. Oh, it sent all three.
Oh, well,
Send me two
it's
back.
there's quantity 1, but it has 3 charges, so
Oh, weird.
do you need me to send you one anyway?
So, who is leading as you attempt to find your way out of the town and off to this place, following the instructions that Miranda gave you?
That's so weird. Considering that Theric got us lost on the way to the shrine, she will humbly take a position not in front. Not in the leading position.
So does that put Obsidian leading the way?
I mean, does anyone ask Obsidian to lead the way? Because Obsidian is like just following them.
If Siri is hanging back, Asher will absolutely be like, Obsidian, you're up.
We're looking for a tower. I mean, we got a direction, essentially. We didn't get like proper set of like. Is there a path that leads there, or
you were given 5 miles sort of to the south, southwest of town?
be able to do that? And then let's hope that the tower is high.
Hey, actually,
You haven't seen any towers on your way here, Highcroft, have you?
I have not, but I did approach from the northeast. From this woman's account, it is to the south.
Perhaps it's if it's an abandoned fortress, but it had some renown. Maybe there's still signs we can watch out for. Whilst we also look to not encounter any more giants, dead or undead.
Should I survive them?
You should survive.
Is that the tower?
I can't believe we've had Cyrida in this the whole time.
Amazing. Absolutely just innate skill. He came from the tower. It's where he met you all from. Yeah, Obsidian, you follow the instructions that you were given. Everybody, perhaps the novelty of a different person taking the lead, or the seriousness of your situation. Obsidian provides clear, concise instructions. Stops abruptly a couple of times and just, after weighing things up, just makes sometimes even slight and nonsensical alterations to the route that you're taking. But yeah, you find your way there without issue on quite an easy and invigorating track. Obsidian, roll me a D. What is it? Roll me a D12, Obsidian.
Oh, that's 20. Yep. There we go.
6. You all gain 5 temporary HP.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This This is
I
our new
will,
leader.
Sidle up to Obsidian at some point and just be like, hey, so you should do this more often. you in front, you know? I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, Asher,
I
give
have
yourself 5 temp HP, Asher. Excellent. Yeah, before long, a large ruined keep begins to creep above the tree line. The purple, weird, otherworldly light of that anomaly in the sky seems particularly intense here. Just throwing a bit of an eerie violet haze down on everything, but yeah, you find yourself at the tower. At least a safe distance outside to decide what you want to do. Let me just add you on.
Does it look totally cool?
Well, it was south.
Don't suppose we passed an abandoned cart full of magical items on the way?
You did not.
Damn.
That's a different tower.
Hey, I'm keeping an eye out for that cart.
No. This tower's name is different on the map. Not that it would say that anywhere, but Gija notes that that's a different tower. Oh, I know this map. Okay, there's a dragon statue there.
What?
Ooh.
And
the purple
there's
swirly
something-
stuff.
Something in the air tells me we're in the right place.
That's just the light from the thing in the sky.
Okay, yeah.
I can kill that with a little much.
I mean, I thought it was cool, but I was just making sure it wasn't like something pulsing from the building.
Mm.
No, that's coming down from above.
Okay. Yeah, right?
We all just kind of stand here because none of us wants to really go forward.
I don't want to go
How-
anywhere near that statue.
So how tall is the tower?
Several. So the tower you can just see rising up from the back of a building. The tower itself is about 200 feet from the ground.
So
Are there any signs of movement anywhere? Or like on the tower, is there any light coming from the top of it or something?
There is not. Well, there's the light coming from the sky
Yeah.
above everything. There's no little light flickering in windows or anything like that. It appears to be an empty, abandoned room. But the occasional loud just groan of the undead or shriek makes it clear that you're not entirely alone here.
could we whilst we have this strategy conversation, instead of just standing in the entrance, could we say that we're sort of hidden amongst the bushes
Sure.
in a
Yeah.
maybe over here?
How about these rocks?
That would cause a quick annoyance of the DM who positioned us in the front of this. If the tower is on the back, would it make any sense for us to try and go around this thing and approach from its direction if this whole place is crawling with the undead?
Whoa.
It depends. Do you think there would be an entrance there? Or is it so ruined that we can come in at any angle?
Well, I can see several entrances on this side, so
But also, is this
unless I can't.
the tower? I guess I was imagining some like lonely spire half crumbled in the forest, and this looks like a whole, I don't know, manor, fortress,
Well, yes,
castle?
it's the Paladin's Keep, but that seemed to be the only tower that anyone knew of in the near vicinity. But it makes sense that the undead would have come here if it's already deconsecrated and they were looking for, the paladin's items.
I can send Kura to scout.
We
They'll be
definitely
able.
can't rule out that we're in the wrong place. Scouting would be most useful.
The only thing to note is Kura is not necessarily the most discreet. No offense. But they can definitely approach the tower from the top. Is that a plan?
I mean, I'm equally concerned about what there might be at ground level, since that's where we are. And I have yet to learn the fly spell.
Yeah, maybe just poke around. Maybe just poke around and find a way in, or make sure that there's just not an army hiding back there somewhere.
Are you okay with that, Kura?
Kura shimmers and is just like, I go where you need me to go.
Just remember, I am deaf and blind, so I will narrate what I see. But if you need me to snap out of it, just, I don't know, shake me.
Alright.
Pip steps forward and holds Ciro's hand.
So you're sending Kura up onto the roof.
I think I like, if I can, am I okay to freely move Kura?
Let's do this part fair to the mind, otherwise there's a lot of elevation shade, because you could go
Yeah.
up and down and all sorts of shit. The staircases
So
that are easy for you to walk, but you might go, I'm going to go up the side of the building and through this arrow slit. So yeah, let's
No, I think let's approach through what I think at least looks like vacant, so maybe like this little kind of holy hole of the tower.
So I know obviously we all here know it's the Argynvost map. It's much the same where like the south facing side of this building is partially collapsed away. You can see fully into the ground floor. You can see elements of rooms on the second and third floor, which are kind of just sagging and just hanging down into a huge pile of loose, ruined stonework on the floor. So yeah, you can gain entrance to the building on one of any floor.
Well, let's start on the ground floor. I'd like Kura to be hovering so as to not create any noise, but of course they are visible, so let me know if you need me to roll anything.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember the Argynvost hold well enough to reference it of mine, but I think kind of just like going inside this like little tower, sort of turning, I guess, north.
Yeah,
I
you
think
would
it's like
see
the main entrance.
a large sort of hallway, what was obviously a grand room at some point in time, is now in ruins. There are 3 large sets of double doors leading out of a room further into the building, but all of them are closed.
Then I'll back up and try to find an entryway somehow, I guess further now to the east, next to the tower. Or sorry, if there's like a natural path for Kura to follow, where there's like an opening, like no door, but like maybe like a window that is broken or something like that.
Yeah. Going up near the first window you see looks into a small sort of dining room that has a single, very small chandelier glistening above the table. There are some undead figures sat at the table in that room. I'm going to have them make perception checks to see if they notice the shimmering at the window.
You need me to do a stealth roll?
I don't know how it works with Kura being a shimmering.
She uses my stats, so it'd be a stealth from Thire.
Go for it, Ben.
I just might not make it with disadvantage because Kura doesn't have armor.
That's true.
Okay. Ooh, that's not bad. stupid
What
white.
did you make? Oh, even when I didn't have it, don't know why I bothered rolling it manually then. Yeah. One of the figures who sat sort of facing you, head snaps up, his pale blue eyes, and stands knocking a chair back over as the other two turn around. But Kura is on the other side of a window. What do you wish to do?
This particular window, is that kind of towards our direction?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna say to the group, there's, how many did you say, sorry? 4? 3. 3. Are they clad in armor?
Yes.
3 armor clad, bright blue eyes. I could try to lure them out here.
Do they look like the whites that we saw?
She
I
can't
don't think so.
hear us, right?
Correct.
No, I cannot see them. It's true.
Oh, I thought you were blind and.
Yeah.
Yeah, am I?
Oh.
She just says armored, and with bright blue eyes. So make up your mind in a way.
Does that resonate with what I've seen?
Yeah, in the
Okay.
town square.
Hmm.
Kura, you see one of them just takes a bow and lifts up to the window and draws, and it doesn't looses. And it's going to make an attack with the bow. If it meets your AC,
These
Yeah.
freaking necrotic bows, man.
It does.
it does. Kura just
Sirius snaps out.
What happened?
Are you okay?
They have bows and very heavy armor. That was a good shot. They are talented fighters. Do we hear any commotion? Any? Cora just kind of bumps and
make a
reappears.
perception check.
Oh dear. Percepzione.
I'll be peeking over the rock, seeing if I could see any commotion also.
You don't notice anything. Can't. You hear obviously occasional noise and cry that you had before, but nothing that seems to suggest to you a call to arms. Maybe,
I don't.
maybe given the circumstances of what just played out and how, maybe the white thought that it killed whatever was there.
Was.
They put an arrow through it and it sort of exploded into mist.
I could try to lure it, but it has a very good aim. I'm not sure Kura could make it all the way back.
The longer we linger here, the more chance there is that we are found on their terms, not ours, yes?
Sure, we still have the element of surprise, but did
Well,
it seem
do we
more
wanna
sentient?
go in that way or scout a different way?
The location being this small, I feel that no matter where we enter, if we encounter one of these creatures, they will all be alerted.
All right.
And if we avoid some of them, they will just end up on our back once we hit resistance.
At least we can guide you. We can guide us to these first 3 and hope that we can defeat them fast and take it from there.
Okay.
How's Jenna doing?
She's good.
So good.
She's crouched, listening.
Well,
All right. Well,
we get
you
5 and
lead the way.
You can see further than you normally would in this dark, thanks to the light above. And I'd say that you all see very slowly through the ruins, a good couple of 100 feet away, a rather large but slowly just staggering group of skeletal undead heading south, seemingly in some sort of just loose, slow, very gradual patrol around the building. Not organised.
Them
should-
potentially.
The undead equivalent of when a keen gardener in the countryside keeps a group of geese.
Yeah.
Then potentially we could approach and try to lure them in without alerting whatever is inside.
Should we not just try and head in away from those, or you want to clean those up first?
Worried if they will be called in.
I'm worried things will be called out.
I mean,
I leave it
sooner-
up to y'all. You guys are the fighters, you know.
Well, it feels to me that sooner or later we will encounter resistance, and I do not reckon we can take down a creature that was described to us quickly enough to not have to fight these. And you say they have bows and are good shots. It wouldn't be very good for us to have them pepper our backs with those bows.
And let's go now that there's an opportunity.
All right.
So where we go? We heading over to the window where the doors near where Kura saw the whites.
I guess so, yeah. I
I
take
don't
the
know,
same
I'm
path.
following everyone
I
else.
will move you all as a group for ease.
Thank you. Ta-da!
And as you begin to pass under elements of the building, I will hide for now. The super light so Sire has dark vision. Once you get underneath like the building and it becomes dark, are you lighting up, Asher?
I will look around at everyone else. Sorry, my contact has decided to freak out. I will look around at everyone else and just. Do we want me to turn on my light here?
How badly are we struggling to see?
It's dark.
If what I can see on the screen is what I
There you
can
go.
see, like that level of
There
shit.
you go.
Yeah, so it's real dark. No ambient light from the.
But you know what? Well, you miss one room because obviously you all always end up doing the least optimal thing from a DM perspective. Let me just give you a little bit of realism of what you probably have a few dying moments of as you head underneath here. Probably a bit more like that as you just start to get underneath that roof.
Yeah, okay.
I unfortunately don't think we're going to have much choice.
All right. I will put on my light.
I will light
Is that?
the lantern, but I'm going to keep it hooded for now. So I've done that, and it's 5 feet of me.
While you were moving over here, the swarm would have continued heading down. You hear that they are fairly nearby, but seem to be passing around the tower to the south of you. And yeah. So these are the 3 doors you were unable to get through as Kura, and you went around earlier that way to the window where I just pinged. But you are confident, Kura, Sire, that this door leads you into the room where you know there are whites.
It's behind the other 2 doors. I don't know if we want to approach those first, in case there's Suddenly we're sandwiched in the middle of an undead shitty sandwich.
What a wordsmith Sirey is.
What's it gonna be? Which door, guys?
Whichever door we pick, I would prefer to stand a little bit further back. How many of them were there?
3.
Do you think that we can cope without using any major resources?
Don't know what these creatures are.
I have limited magics and I don't want to burn them before we get to you know who.
Difficult to say how much of this we have to wade through. Do we? Where's the tower from where we are? Would we know? Or we can expect the stairs to be?
To the northeast, but I would say you all are also aware that this whole place is referred to as being the tower.
Sure.
It might be optimistic to hope for it.
Well, there is an actual tower, though.
There is an actual tower on the tower.
I see, okay.
GM,
Yes.
I would like to cast Expeditious Retreat on myself.
Okay.
Oh shit, I'm definitely casting mage armor.
Yeah, I was... Can we open the door, cast grenade, and run out?
You cannot.
I mean-
you are not spec'd into Navy SEAL.
I've got the necklace of fireballs, so I can throw a bead in there. But I've only got 6.
Yeah, no, this is fine. Okay, well, Sarah is next to Obsidian in holding. I am holding the lightsaber, the sunblade,
Sun sword.
the lightsaber.
Obsidian will just quickly gauge the door. Can he just walk in with it, or
Well, what? Gauge.
gauge the door? Like, can I walk through it, or do I need to open them?
It looks like it can be. Needs to be handle turned and pushed.
Okay. But like, is it rotted through? Can Obsidian just run through it?
Yeah,
No.
it can just be opened.
Found it
It's a door.
No, DM. Can
He doesn't understand.
Can he body
Just
crash
breeze through
You
it.
can make an attack, yeah. I don't know if you're just saying the style of going through here, or is this an openable door? It has a door icon. It is an
Obsidian wants to
openable door.
body slam the door.
Yeah, body slam the door.
No, it's
if you
just-
wanna
if
pick
it's
up the
ups-
maul
if it's-
or pick up Pip and just like.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I was
If it's-
thinking
if
it was
it's
more of a
up-
Kool-Aid Man situation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if it's absolutely
exactly.
rotted through, Obsidian will just walk through it. If no, he will just open and run in.
It needs to be opened.
Sure. Kick the door.
Yeah, I mean, you could kick open the door. That's
Sure.
quite a.
We'll do that. And rush in, like, sort of full on ready, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I
that
think if he
changes
kicks
anything.
open the door, that would be at.
Someone click the fucking
surprise.
door! That was Matt Mercer's chair. Yes.
I
As the
unleash my
door-
readied action.
What is your ready action?
I mean, if we're all waiting for him to open the door, surely I can ready a cantrip to be blasting as soon as we go.
Well, if you'd said it before we'd opened the door, yeah. But you had 45 minutes of fucking foreplay to open that door, and you didn't ready cast anything.
Look.
Yeah. As
Look.
the door is opened, the wights who are already stood up and alert from the strange ghost at the window that just happened, all have their weapons drawn and their eyes flare as they see you, and I'll have everybody roll initiative for the combat that we will start after our break in 15 minutes.
Well, I'm going to go first anyway.
Well, you would have if you had remembered to
Cora?
do your surprise cantrip. Ooh, Obsidian, what happened?
Another great initiative roll. Happened.
These do not look like the whites we have been fighting. I'll just point out. And and the design is cool. Where are these tokens from?
The player's handbook.
They're beautiful.
Sure.
Beep.
Well, I hate him.
C'est moi.
Oh.
Oh.
This building, man, I'm going to ask if, where possible, we can be manually selecting things and not just dropping AoE, not dropping templates. Templates seem to ignore levels, and it's a multi-story building.
Oh my. Okay. Is it
For
me?
your,
I'm
for
going.
your inevitable slow.
Also, I could be fireballing left, right, and center. I'm tempted to do it now, but I'm not going to do it. I will. I mind sliver. That's what I do. Come on. Go. Culturementis! Something funny?
The way you said it with your head thrown back, it just seemed like a much more personal moment for Pip.
Yeah, it did. Cool. That hurt him, right? Good. And I will move this way slightly. Ooh, there's another one. And I'm going to lie on the ground.
What?
I drop prone.
Trying to make himself small.
Oh.
Where's Puffer prone? There it is. Good. That's all.
Okay.
Damn it.
This white having some doors burst open and people attacking. The only person first person that has a real line on is Siri, so it just raises its bow.
Oh crap, the
Going to
bows.
Fire. I believe twice. Yes.
Oh, god damn it. Okay, as long as it just keeps shooting that way.
Just draws two arrows back to back. Both of them just have a strange pale blue, almost screech as they fly through the air, but you manage to deflect both of them. And then it's gonna move down. Change to its sword. That's all from him. Slivery boy is going to move across the room and fire at Obsidian. An 11. This one goes wide. And a 20.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I completely forgot to say before, but Siri, your companionship with Yana at the moment is giving you resistance to necrotic damage.
I saw.
As I said before.
No, I saw on the thing.
Noise.
Oh, yeah,
On-
when you're mouse.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. Siri, you're up.
Kura's gonna jump into the room, sort of going over this.
So you're going to use your bonus to... Oh, you're going to have him squeeze through.
Oh, no.
Yep.
He was already here. They were already here. But Siri's gonna line up her lightsaber and use it to. Am I targeting you?
No, you were in the Google Doc.
Thanks. And attack with this new blade. Feels a bit clunky in my hand.
You
Not
hit
sure if
that.
it hits. It hits. Damage.
It absolutely tears through this guy. He's standing, but it is clearly a huge blow, and white flames begin to engulf him as it clearly does more than expected. This music ain't what I was expecting it to be.
is like a knife through butter.
This is like
Obsidian's
boss music for smothering an elderly relative with. Okay, second one hits.
Surprisingly specific.
Yeah, it's looking in a bad way, Siri.
okay, let's keep our resources. And yeah, just be
Oh man,
ready
that's the
for field.
first time me saying that hasn't baited an action surge from you in this campaign. From the moment you got action surge, me being like, there's a boss around the corner, it's like, it's looking in a bad way, you're like, but in that case, it's a good old action surge, it doesn't beat that. Okay.
Yep.
Anything else from you?
Not for now.
Hang on, is this damage correct? Because it's saying bonus damage 1d8 radiant versus undead, and its base damage is 1d8, so should this have an extra 1d8?
Let's have a look at that.
I think its regular longsword is 1d8, but it's radiant because it's a sunblade, and versus the undead.
It doesn't do regular damage, I thought, because it isn't a sword. It is light. Let me look at it.
Yeah, but its regular damage is radiant, right?
It does.
And then an additional 1d8.
It does 1d8 radiant. 10. Yeah, d10 if used versatile. Is it not? So the 5 points. So it isn't built to do extra on a.
Ooh. But it does have light, which might help.
It does. I was thinking of setting that up. But okay, in that case.
In the description, does it say bonus against undead?
Not that I.
In the day. Let's see if it's a victim of a new version.
So it does say that it deals radiant damage instead of bludgeoning damage for me.
And when you
And
hit
then when you hit an
yeah.
undead, this target takes an extra 1d8.
I think that used to be set up as an extra button, but you could press in it. But okay,
Probably.
just manually roll 2d8, Erin.
10.
Noise.
Which, with vulnerability, becomes 20.
Jesus Christ.
It is looking in a horrendous way. You remember how much damage these took in the town square?
They were rock solid.
This already looks far worse than. You see the other two almost like step back a little bit.
Bless Lady
Okay.
Azura.
Anything else from Siri?
Just like a look of appreciation at. I was gonna call him Hogright. We're never gonna get his name now.
Hogright?
Highcroft. Highcroft.
Okay, Obsidian.
Alright. I mean, Obsidian will step in, somewhat awkwardly, I suppose, considering we are passing through with Highcroft. Not whatever that was. Swinging them all as we pass. Normal. We do not want to be advantageous here.
Given
we'd
that
love to.
yours is just a reflavored sunsword as well, when you are rolling damage, if it's a clearly undead target, just add a roll 1d8 in.
Mm-hmm.
That misses.
Alright. The
And that
second one hits. Indeed. Oh, didn't. Oh, I think that. Oh, that's weird. That does 3d6 on my side. Which, I mean, kinda okayish. Because that's 1d6 additional then, rather than 1d8, which is in the description. I don't know if you
How did you manage that?
think that's. No idea. That's what it did. Sure.
Oh, did you have a versus undead button?
No, it just did it.
Oh.
It's just set up that way. Sure. Yeah, Obsidian will then happily just continue onwards. Rush by one of them. Siri can certainly take... block one's way. And Obsidian will just get in the face of the one with the bow that hasn't yet switched the weapon. And that will be that, I believe. I don't think I want to use any of the bonuses right now. Just moving along with Highcroft.
With Hogmanay.
Mm-hmm.
Huckmanay. Huckmanay.
Hogswash.
Sitting up in the doorway, but Obsidian haven't charged in. This one is going to turn around and dash to him and try and overwhelm Obsidian.
No, don't do it. Don't go away from Bora.
Wing.
15 misses.
Highcroft blocks it.
And then he is going to attempt to... He comes in with that sword. Highcroft blocks it, and then it tries to reach past and just grab at the back of Obsidian's head.
Hmm.
It should prompt a saving throw.
Didn't yet,
Nice,
but presumably after it rolls. Con.
He's pretty constitutional.
You could say
You
that.
try to draw your vitality, but it fails. Asher, you're up.
Do I see that huge thing in the bottom right-hand corner there?
Yeah, but I've described that as just passing around. That's... No one's been screaming and shouting yet. That's just a skeletal thing doing laps around the outside, around the outside, around the outside.
On the outside. Okay. Cool. I was just making sure. I will definitely spare a glance to make sure they're not coming in our direction. And then I am going to... Ooh. Oh, what wall am I colliding with? Oh, I see. Okay. I am going to target that guy and popping my head into this room. I will Regal Blast him.
Hits.
Oh, right. Sorry, I just figured out the damage. It's added in Highcroft damage. It didn't add anything from the mall. Everything is fine. And continue, please.
I will do the second bolt at that guy too.
Then
Yep.
do so.
Try.
Very hits.
Very hits. Okay. I'm gonna just step in here a little bit so that Obsidian has some light. That's my turn.
Peep.
Bloop. Pip will army crawl forwards. Okay, I see a dead one. Who is Obsidian currently looking at? The slivered one? Obsidian?
Who is Obsidian, sorry, looking at?
Yeah, like
Left
who
or
is he?
right?
Yeah, he got into this one's face, and then this one is on my back.
Cool. I'm gonna mind sliver that same one.
What? Sorry.
Ultra Mentis!
There we go, thank you.
Oh, that reminds me, I didn't make up ones for my top level spells. And you know what? I'll even crawl an extra 5 feet. Bam. That's me.
This guy's gonna attack Obsidian twice. Doesn't go for the life drain, he's just gonna... Wait, who's reacted?
What?
No.
Oh, I was clicked on the wrong guy. So it thinks it's a reaction. Okay. 16 misses. And 19, or 23 presumably hits.
It does. It is unfortunate.
That's him, Mo. Sarah, you're up.
Okey-dokey. I will come this way and attack the.
If you succeed on damage on any of these, they are unsurprisingly undead. Remember to add a 1d8 to damage.
Yes. Targeting. Normal.
That hits.
Damage and then 1d8.
A watery circle. 40 damage. God damn. Whoa.
Then we do it one more time. Then we roll the same roll. And then we do this one more time. Oh. Dude.
How'd you kill it?
So with now that she's getting a little bit like the hang of it, just like a decapitation, like a whoosh, and it just cuts like butter through, like a knife through butter, and it decapitates, and the head rolls towards this direction.
That direction. Okay. It just rolls with a single knock against that door. And you
Oops.
hear some of a set. No. Okay, anything else from you?
Oh no, that was really triggering. Good.
Anything else?
Just
No?
No, that's good. Thanks. Oh, sorry. I like to move. Sorry, just want to move Kura here just to be close to Pip. That's it.
Okay. Obsidian.
Obsidian will note the effectiveness of the weapon, which is the two quick slashes that Sira made, kill the creature, and will just go all out to make a huge swing from side to side, turning himself around as well, going with it. That will be, of course, reckless and advantageous. Damage and also plus d8.
That was a big roll as well. Oh,
Wow.
oh my god. Jesus Christ. We were talking about how good our
Blasting
damage
it out of
was
existence.
last
Yeah.
time, and you just did like 54 damage in one swing.
New toys
I mean, with
are
the help
clutch.
of Highcroft, but still.
Highcroft
Last
duck!
head. The last head rolls to the floor.
Is this? Any rush of noise our way?
No.
No.
Siri,
Everyone
make me a
gets it.
Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. Why?
In fact, no, a
What?
Wisdom saving throw.
I wish to see show.
I think
I
she'd
prefer
rather
to-
make it calm.
16.
You feel a strange cold grip you for a moment, and just as you start to think that you want the comfort of Kura being nearby, independently, Kura drifts over to you in a way that probably looks normal to the others, but to you now is distress. And you hear in your head, "So you wear your soul on the outside. I can make use of this."
Is it Sendax's voice? No. Doesn't sound like Sendax's voice.
It is the voice from the graveyard. The Lich.
You can certainly try.
Make me a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh god.
No, I've already done one. Oh, no, karma. Oh, gosh. Oh, he smiles. Look at his smile. Look at the DM smile. Kura? I will try to resummon Kura.
You bring him back.
Where did you go?
There is just a sense of non-verbal terror from Kura, trying to speak to you. You can tell they're trying to speak to you, but seemingly without a voice.
Siri's gonna turn really concerned to the group. It knows we're here. It did something to Kura.
I suppose we shouldn't be surprised. Liches are powerful indeed, let alone
You
this
just
one.
feel abject panic from Kura, and Kura goes again. And you can tell with your connection in that just fleeting sort of moment beforehand that time it was Kura's own doing.
Yeah, I've read Rhythm of War. And whatever it is doing, Kura's terrified. I don't want to summon them back. Let's stick closer together. It definitely knows we're here.
I will take a moment, since we're indoors and have light anyway, I'm going to unhood my hooded lantern so that I also can provide some light. And I'm going to take a quick look at this statue in the corner.
Yeah, it is very, very weathered. It is clearly a Knight of Helm in the classic knightly gear. Although, I feel like you get too many bucket helmets in Forgotten Realms. This would have an absolute Deus Vult bucket helmet style. But yeah, it is extremely old and weathered. Looks like beneath the grime, actually quite nice marble. But it has stood here, perhaps getting so dirty and overgrown that perhaps its real value has gone overlooked through the decades.
Don't worry, Siri. We'll stick together. Do you think we should clear out the rooms to the west or proceed east towards the tower?
I feel my connection to Kura.
You feel, you're still aware of it.
Sorry. What? I don't know. This is all they saw. I don't know which way.
Sensing Sire's uncharacteristic, maybe fear is too strong, but uncertainty due to the situation with Kura, Pip will put on a slightly more battle-focused state of mind, tactically, and try in as small and unimposing as he is to take charge slightly and be like, okay, well, you know what, we should check the rooms to the north and west first and make sure that there's no one that can sneak up on us from behind. Come on, let's go.
What does Obsidian make of this sudden outspoken leadership from the small rabbit?
Only he weren't muted.
Feel free to open then.
Are you guys ready?
Don't stay too far, Asher.
Door opens up into a large, dark hall lined with broken busts.
I didn't see anything.
Jim, I'm gonna go pop this door closed.
Okay.
By the way.
All right. This one.
Here comes to her senses and goes into formation with obsidian.
Ready, minds with it.
Everyone make a perception check.
Perception. Ooh. She is very, very, very alert right now.
God. Why am I so bad at this?
Oh, everyone. Okay.
Several
I didn't
seconds.
hear.
Yeah, we'll get one from you as well.
I didn't hear who was the. Mhm.
Several seconds after Pip opens the door and goes shining, opens the door with his hooded lantern before closing it again. As you start to go into this second room, Siri and Obsidian, you both just hear a heavy footstep and scraping from outside this door to the left that you inspected a minute ago.
I really want to summon Cora. I'm gonna say, come on, buddy, I need you.
Are you
Nothing,
summoning
okay.
Cora?
Yeah.
Then summon Cora.
Are they scared?
Yes.
They're very
And
scared.
and you can tell that they want to go, but you're saying that you need them to be there. Make me a con saving throw.
I don't. If I feel like they really don't want to, I would not force.
Okay. Then they sputter out again a moment later.
Okay.
You can tell
Well,
that
then
you can force them to be there if you need them to.
No, I don't think she'd do that.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna take out my lightsaber and try to head to the door. I don't know if I'll be quicker than. But. Pip, watch out! Take cover.
Ducks behind the table.
And as you reach the door ready, it is wrenched clean off its hinges.
Good.
By a large undead troll. And you see, with your dark vision, Siri, another one.
Yep,
right
I
behind
do.
it. Both
I do see it.
charging over towards this doorway.
I'm guessing me saying I take out my lightsaber is not the same as me saying I ready an action to attack whatever's on the other side.
No.
No,
You are
no,
all
no.
the kings and queens of
Hey. I did say I ready a mind sliver. Do I get to do that?
Sure. That was within 6 seconds, I think, how I described it. Okay, I thought you did 29 damage with that, Ben. I was like, what?
I wish.
29.16 damage.
Hey, 10 damage from mind sliver is a massive roll.
It is.
Oh god. Ruh-roh.
Okay, Pip.
Pip is going to cast a ray of frost rather than Mind Sliver. Gracias!
That hits.
And he will move to a more defensible location. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Not
With-
next to the door, though. Well,
Ms. Vasher. That is all.
Obsidian.
Obsidian now sees about half of the troll, but that's hopefully enough to strike. So he will move forward and go right.
I mean,
to
I've
it.
not got it set up, but we know that this emits light, so actually, he'd be seeing you.
Oh. Okay then. Sure.
Ouch.
With an advantage, no less. Going for a second one. I imagine, considering there's like 4 people in those that single door frame, we're just all butting into each other. Yeah.
Remember to
Of
add the
course.
manual.
Yeah. I am adding as we speak. Ooh. A solid blow, and yeah, I would like to knock it 5 feet back if it's not blocked by another troll.
It is not.
Right, and Obsidian will, like, knowing that he's kinda open, will just use footwork to maintain distance and hope that Cirre's armor will win the day. And that's Obsidian for now.
Okay. Yeah, it is going to step back forward. Chunks of ice just cracking and falling off its hips and legs, slowing it down. And it is going to bring in its Morning Star for 2 huge overhead strikes at Cirre. First one. Misses. Second one.
well, she
Hits unless
at some point would have called in for Cora to protect her, but not this time.
What, so you're taking it?
Yeah, Cora's
Okay.
frightened.
You are slammed. And then it just leans back and just issues a huge, raspy bellow that lasts several seconds. Pip, Asher, you hear a responding bellow from this doorway.
Oh god. Okay.
No.
But that's its turn.
I don't suppose I see any sort of locking mechanism on that door. Not that it matters. He ripped it off its hinges. I'm realizing that now.
Oh,
Never
is he,
mind.
is he he's immediately after it as well. That's good.
Good trolling.
10, 5, 10, 15,
Do they fit
20.
in the doorway?
They are. They're 2 squares wide and they're 2 square doorways.
Ugh.
It can. So that's
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh
That
god.
brings it in. That.
I'm
He
seeing other things.
He cannot get any more to you from there. Yeah, you just see that door behind you, Obsidian and Cirre just burst in. I don't know if his creatures coming in. Behind them with your dark vision, you just see a horde of ragged skeletons in there. Cirre, not like the whites before, but like a 28 days later style, just shambling pile. A swarm, essentially.
Do they have bows?
No,
or is
these
it
look
too
like
hard
just,
to tell?
these are just
Okay.
skeleton, unarmored undead. Cirre, you are up.
Sirius is gonna turn to Obsidian and say, I've got this one. Try to get the other one to block the door. And gonna take out her lightsaber. Hits?
Hits.
Maybe I should just add a 1d8 to the bay thing. That was gonna hit. Damage. D8. Nice.
How'd you kill it?
I'm gonna pierce it through its belly, which I'm guessing is close to my height, and sort of like give a good slash towards where its heart would have been, and kick it with my leg, and push it back.
Yeah.
And taunt the other one and
You're not
say,
giving much of a pushback, but as it falls back, you see there is another one right behind it.
yeah, it's more like
Yeah.
I'm just directing its momentum. And then I'm just gonna say, do you want more from where that came from? And sort of, I'm gonna lightsaber precision.
Okay. Huh. That's nice and cinematic. It's his turn. He
GM,
Yes?
can I free action while they're all fighting? Just mention to Pip that I can just see all that shit behind them.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The other one comes charging in. And it is going to swing its Morningstar twice. $25.
It's... Ouch.
Second one's just really heavily telegraphed. It has to wrench it out the wall, and there's such a wind up, but you're able to just step around it as it brings it around overhead on the second one. That is all it can do, though. Asha.
Alright, I am actually gonna zoom up here. Oh my god.
If you do it exactly like that, if you're counting your squares exactly, but if you do it like that, it's taking a swing at you. If you're going to the left and then up, that's fine.
Yeah,
depends how much you're depends how geometric.
I can
What
do that
geometry
if you
you
would
were
like.
doing. Cool.
I will whoop,
Yeah, that's cool.
whoop.
With Expeditious Retreat, I think Asher can afford to
Oh,
take
yeah.
a long route around.
Zipping around, I will fucking zigzag my way up there if I want. Okay, I'm gonna do this guy and I'm gonna try and blast him back through the door if possible.
Not with rolls like
misses.
that.
Maybe not.
Oh no!
My God!
The second
Oh,
one. The
Asher.
second one, you blast the door off its hinge at her. You widen the doorway with each miss.
I'm just
Too much
gonna
speed.
Stare a glance for
Yeah.
Pip like, fuck!
Yeah, you're struggling to compensate for the increased speed, and it's affecting the controller sensitivity's been turned up too high.
Well, fuck, that's me then. Alright. Fuck.
So, the swarm can occupy another creature's space. So 5. What's its movement? Let's double check these ones. Yep. 10, 15, 20, 25. No, do you know what? That's not fair, babe. 25, 30. They will dash. Just seeing this person. So they've dashed. They cannot attack. But you are within the swarm. Just this. Pip, you just see this torrent
Yeah.
of like stumbling, screaming skeletons just come pouring out of the room and just slam as a tide into Asher against the wall. She just disappears. Five, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Before you can react, another group come pouring out the room. These ones just turn and go slamming into you. These ones have not dashed and can just, with bony claws and hands and talons, lash out. All the crashing of these bones, you are deafened, both of you, while you are inside this creature's space.
Okay.
For what you need to know for that, in terms of casters, that used to mean something back in the day. You can't hear and automatically fail any ability check that requires healing. God, am I thinking about the 3.5 where deafened means that you fail at spell? You're disadvantaged at casting spells. That must be drawing it.
Probably.
That's Baldur's Gate 2 poison in my mind there. Did that hit? That missed. Okay, top of a round. Pip, you are up.
Yes. I'm going to move. I'm going to bunny hop to avoid any opportunistic attacks. Gonna
Like, I know that's one leap, but when you do it in individual, and because tokenese isn't working, it really is. It goes.
I
doing,
leap
doing,
diagonally,
doing,
okay.
Doing. You're ripperooning it on the tiles.
And then I'm going to clutch at my pearls and use a bead of the necklace to huck a fireball that should easily encapsulate the 3 enemies here. I believe it is a dexterity, and you don't want me to place thingies, so I shan't.
Yeah, but I'd catch all 3, so you just manually target them, please.
Yeah, but yeah, but like,
Just so all the zombie beholders don't get caught in it. Yeah.
do not place measured template. Go. Damage.
That was many dice for a fireball. I also haven't had any sort of prompt come up or the damage come up.
Me neither.
I don't see what it will be waiting for. It hasn't clipped you and is asking you to react, has it, Asher?
I've got nothing.
No, there's no. No, let me try again.
That is 8 dice.
I want to take that roll because that roll had nothing lower than a 4. I don't know. I think it's probably because normally it's a template thing, but I didn't place a template, so I guess make saves and I'll roll 8d6.
Dex, yep. Yeah, cost fireball.
Yeah. God, I want that roll back there.
So
I don't even know what the
that's
total was.
the Asher pile.
No! Fuck
Oh,
you.
What the fuck?
Are you rolling it for each one individually? Is that, or is it not just one for the
It's one single roll.
fireball? Okay.
That is such bullshit.
That's genuinely some bullshit.
Okay, so failed. Pass. What's your DC for this? Your spell cast.
Well, it will be from the item probably. DC 15.
Okay, so 21 damage to that one. That's fucking pitiful. 10 to that one. Okay. Anything else from you?
Don't think I can do much else, so no.
Okay.
Obsidian.
I will presume that Obsidian would be aware and also that it is not possible to just drive back a swarm with a blow.
Yes.
No. In which case, Obsidian will try to block out the one enemy he can control somewhat. Rushing towards the now open door. And we will go for... Where the heck? Oh. The icon is a little bit difficult to note. Okay, thank fuck it.
Beats it.
Yep.
That was almost embarrassing again. He's very great at that using the solar maul, but only on the backswing after he misses.
With one powerful blow, he trying to follow it up.
Hits.
You D8. Wonderful.
Topples.
No. I imagine, contrary to Sire's sword, where it's just a lightsaber that cuts through them, I imagine Obsidian's to be much more of a explosion, almost, like where
Yeah.
actually there is an impact, and then also just radiant sparks fly around every which way and just sear themselves into the flesh.
I imagine
Well.
it being very much like a big maul that on its impacts was like a very Castlevania Morning Star whip, like a moment later and
Sure.
There's a precision surgeon, and Obsidian is a trauma surgeon.
And I guess Obsidian will position himself in the way of the swarm, hoping that it just gathers around him rather than following to Pip.
Okay.
To the tip of Pip.
Today.
He's a tit of Pip. I'm going to try to take the big guy down. Does that hit? 18.
Hits.
They're not as big rolls.
Hits.
Oh crap, sorry. Oh, no!
Oh.
Oh, shame. Shame. Oh, don't want to summon Kura. Okay. Well, that'll be it.
The troll.
Miss. Okay,
First misses.
another one, like the, just like that one, just like that one.
Misses more.
Oh,
Asha.
that goes straight into the shield.
Alright.
You are deafened and you are surrounded by a baying crowd of skeletons.
Yep, I am going to just start.
Oh.
Well, it definitely is targeting herself.
Like that.
Oh no, it didn't. Good.
Yeah, I just targeted myself. I didn't place any
Yeah, no, that should be right.
thing.
It's not going to hurt you.
I haven't had a save. Oh, here it is. Oh, it passed. Yeah.
Oh. My god.
I don't know how the flavour of that works when you're inside it.
They're as tough as old bones.
Yeah, you don't get a chance to get the cast off properly. You keep trying to focus, but you are like pressed against the wall as these things are just punching and clawing, and you don't quite manage to execute the spell properly. You blast the chandelier above, which rocks heavily.
I'm gonna try and zoom my way out of there as best I can.
Yeah, you aren't immune to opportunity attacks, are you, with this?
No.
You will take...
God, at least not that I'm aware. That would be awesome, but also upsetting if this whole time I hadn't been.
I don't think that's going to hit. 17 misses. Yeah, go on. What are you moving to?
I'm running back behind this statue.
There is a skeletal hand just hanging on you for a moment as you...
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that swarm absolutely pursues and just slams into the alcove around you, and is going to attack again.
Cool.
You're prepared for it, Bo. You're sort of wedged in between that statue, and you've got the buckler shielded, warded them off.
Okay.
But yeah, Siri and Obsidian both see Asha sort of go into this alcove for a bit of cover, and then just the alcove get fucking poured into. She is gone from sight. Yeah, absolutely, Obsidian. These aren't smart enough to ignore you for a spellcaster. They just see somebody next to them and they wash over you.
Advantageously so.
Hits.
Right.
I don't think there's a special effect to this. No, it's just straight up slashing damage.
Mhm.
Okay, top of round. Pip.
Indeed. I will target the one chasing Asher, since I perceive it to be her to be the most vulnerable, despite the others having some damage. And I'm going to cast the Mind Whip. Flagellum Mentis!
Whip his mind back and forth, whip his mind back and forth.
Hopefully they're not immune to psychic damage.
With almost like a physical blast, several of them fall to the floor. The swarm seems greatly reduced in number, but Asher is still pressured against the wall.
Whoop!
However, probably about half as many hands and claws lashing out at her now.
Okay, well that should help her escape. I think I'm gonna remain posted where I am. That's all from me.
Obsidian?
Alright, I mean, Obsidian will continue swinging. Now, surrounded by the skeletons, he cannot miss, surely.
Yeah, the back-to-back with Highcroft is working very efficiently. We're both just keeping each other's guard and just hacking and swinging through this crowd as it's leaping at you.
Mm-hmm. One of them. Second one of them. Cracking through.
There are, after a few seconds of just you two whirling around each other, you break the crowd down to 2 rather confused looking skeletons. Anything else from you?
Like bowling.
It is tempting now that you've mentioned the numbers. Yeah, okay, I'll use one, I guess. Just go for the jaws and try to crack them. Unarmed.
The
Advantageous.
Radiant Jaws.
Yes, the radiant jaws.
Ugh.
Oh, misses.
With advantage, 12. Damn.
There's not a lot of flesh
Well-
on those bones.
Yep.
I mean, Obsidian wouldn't care, you know. He can gnaw.
Okay. Sire.
That's it then.
Okay, let's see if I can take this big guy down.
Hits.
Oh, crap.
He's just got the Morning Star rammed to the ground in the stonework now, just tearing it all up towards you, ready to knock you over. But instead, as he comes in, tell me how you kill him. He's just
I would like
charging
to very
forward.
much Ashoka, kind of like this lightsaber, it's so light. She's just kind of go arm, head. Kind of like in a swooping. And then with this, with the breath, just kind of like, Asher, hold on! Or actually, rather than hold on, move away.
I can't
She
hear
can't
you.
hear you. She's deaf.
She cannot hear me.
Hits. Siri just with this sun sword just rushes through them, driving them to the wall. Asher, you just have this big blast of white light, and the skeletons just carved to the floor.
I think she can still move here. Okay, that's my turn.
Asher.
Okay. I'll come out from behind the statue, and I'm just gonna. I'm gonna just panic shoot some flame into there.
Face save.
Fuck! And I can't remember the last time I took a turn that did anything!
Turn before last. You hit turn before. You missed 2 turns in a row and you're like, this game!
No.
Anything
No,
else from
my
you?
word of radiance didn't go off. And
That's true. Anything
before
else from
that,
you?
my regal blast. No, that's it for me. 3 turns.
The 2 skeletons.
Yeah, but 2 skeletons rush you.
Advantage.
Oh, yeah,
Courageously
we're
still.
advantage, aren't we?
Well,
That smells like a fish crit. No.
hit anyway. Okay.
Pip. Takes the
Seeing
other 5 beads.
yeah, seeing Obsidian is in the swarm. He casts Fireball.
Literally over a 2.
No, he will stick with old reliable Mind Sliver on the remaining Galetons. Tremendous! For big 8.
It's
I can't see what-
crit. Big 8 becomes big 16.
I can't see what their like roll or modifier is, but these guys must have like 0 intelligence, right? And yeah, perhaps I will reposition 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And get more up this side.
Jesus, they saved against that.
Did they? They took 0 damage.
Man,
Yeah, they took 0 damage. They saved with an 18. That's a bit silly.
Do they have a 0 modifier? Was it a raw natural 18?
Let's have a look.
Because it's an intelligence save.
1d20 minus 2 plus 0. 18.
So they rolled a natty 20. Great.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that hits. The skeletal, the swarm of 2 are obliterated. You kill one, Highcroft takes the other.
Everyone okay? She says as she's bleeding profusely from
I
a
know,
shoulder.
yeah.
God.
I love how I know splatter loads differently for everybody else, but there is blood perfectly on the statue's head in the North Alcove for me, just like his head's been done.
Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah, same.
And it's square.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
it's-
me as well. Odd. But like I've confirmed straight away on my recorded stream that the splatters are different on each person's client, but we seem to consistently have his red helmet.
I'm just going to reach inwards and say to Cora, you see, it's okay. We're okay. We can do this.
You feel Kura almost reject you, tries to
Oh.
push you away in a way that you have never experienced before. You feel absolute terror from him.
It's terribly wrong. They've never retreated like this. It's like they're scared of me.
Can they go somewhere else?
They go somewhere. but I don't know how to explain it. They're always here too, but now it's like it's terrified of me, or
I don't know how that all works. Sorry. I don't have that. I'm sure it's just this place, though. It'll be fine.
let's just do what we came here to do.
In a message to her, I will say, could be that also someone's messing with you. And I'm gonna just peek in this room. Does this room have any more baddies?
Looks like a chapel. You see doorways leading off to the sides, but no one immediately in here.
I will look at the group and be like, anyone got any ideas of which way to go?
In a chapel, side doors may well lead to an upper level. If there is a balcony or something. But ultimately, I would say there's a good chance we would probably need to circumvent this room entirely and go around. Depends what the upstairs layout is like, I suppose.
Alright, so not this way. She will close the door.
The door, it actually smashed through, so I will just delete the wall note.
Okay. And that appears to just be some kind of giant hallway. Right?
You can see what you can see.
Yeah. Jesus, that scared the hell out of me, that statue, for a second. Did we check this door? She will ask, pointing to the north. Or we didn't check that one or the one down there, pointing down to the bottom left, right?
We didn't check the lower one, but I think there's a good chance it connects because this corridor leads round to the left, so it may connect with the lower door. Obsidian and Circe did open the north door, but that was when the undead trolls appeared. I don't think they saw anything, though, if that helps.
Alright.
Could try that next.
So, north? Is that...
Confidently striding over to the door, he opens it.
I think you confidently striding into a new section of the tower is a good place for us to end for the night.
I jest, I wasn't confident.
We will pick up next week. So, thank you everybody. We will be back next week, or we will be without Luca. So we'll discuss now how we play that, but okay, bye bye.